What's up, YouTube?
Hello, Areolas. What's happening?
We're out here in France.
We're here in beautiful France, in Nice, well, close to Nice, in the mountains of Nice.
And I'm here for a training camp with my old buddy, Penny Slater, which some of you might know from the Australian method, which I'm definitely going to finish.
Some of you probably recognize me from the Australian method, which Ari still hasn't finished.
And yeah, last week just did the biggest week of my life. "32 hours, no strength work, no around, just pure swim, bike, run volume." And that is a lot for me. So I'm training for Challenge San Remo.
I'm getting ready for the Ironman World Champ. So I've been here in France this is my 6th week here. So I came here straight from, I did Lake Placid, which was a bit of a stinker of a race, but I came here straight from the US. And then we've built up to basically this week, which will be the culmination of 32 hours of swim, bike and run.
I've been having some good success this year off of not really doing a ton of intensity and kind of just raising my volume. And the more volume I've done, easy volume, the better I felt and the more fit I felt. And of course I need to do some intensity, but this right now is functioning as a big volume camp, and Penny is the perfect training partner for that because she is a strong as iron woman and she bikes hard all the time, and she's doing all these Ironman marathon workouts, which are like good zone 2 running for me. And we're a similar level in the swim, though she's been making me lead all the reps, and I'm like trying to drop her off my feet as the motivation. But it's been a good week, and I've vlogged a little bit, and I tried to get Penny to film, but you know, her hands are too small or something, so she can't hold the phone.
My hand's too small.
So got what I could, and we're gonna take you through it. Before I go through the week itself, we all know that metabolism is everything in endurance sports. And previously, to get your metabolism tested, to get your carbohydrate and fat oxidation tested, you had to go to a lab and get what's called a metabolic cart. This tiny little device, Lumen, brings that technology to literally the size of your palm. Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. It's a device that measures your metabolism through just your breath. On the app, it'll let you know if you're burning mostly fat or carb or an even mix of both, and it'll give you tailored guidance for your sleep, nutrition, workouts, and even stress management. All you have to do is breathe into your Lumen first thing in the morning. It'll tell you whether your metabolism is burning mostly fats or carbs. Then Lumen gives you a personalized nutrition plan for the rest of the day. All this is data that was impossible to get without going to a lab, but now Lumen brings that to literally the palm of your hand. So I got this device recently, and for the past several mornings I've been getting into the habit of taking a deep breath, inhaling and breathing out, and essentially gives you a measure of metabolic flexibility over time and an instantaneous measure of what we call substrate utilization. So how much carb you're using and how much fat you're using. So if you want to take the next step in improving your health and your metabolism, go to lumen.me/ariclow to get 15% off your Lumen. That is lumen.me/ariclow. And thank you again to Lumen for making this episode possible. So the week, as always, starts on Monday.
So Monday we just had a 6,000 meter swim with 30 by 100.
So since I got here last Tuesday, which meant 5 days of training, and I did train straight off the plane, but 5 days of training going into this week, I was swimming like absolute
Ari and I have both been initially struggling with a bit of feel for the water, but I think for both of us that was kind of the first session in the water where we were feeling pretty good.
But Monday it started to come back a little bit. I led the whole set.
I made Ari lead the whole thing, so.
Rest day over. We're 6K swim, nothing else. Dinner time. And then a big one tomorrow. 4-hour ride, 420. It's 4.6K swim and 14K run. Let's get it! So Tuesday we started the day with a 4.5-hour ride. Penny had some intervals in there. What are we doing today?
4.5-hour ride with some big climbing boy efforts.
So we gotta walk up this hill to start every ride. Flip-flops on.
2 by 45 minutes at what my Ironman watts will be up the climbs. Ideally, I think on race day you need to be holding 260 to 270 up the climbs. So I was holding around 250, so a bit of a conservative one there for the climbs.
Intervals finished at this little fountain, refilling bottles. Can anyone tell me what this sign says, please? I can't tell. Up to this point, I've basically just been doing Penny's intervals with her instead of doing my own zones, because again, I'm doing so much more volume than I've ever done that it's good for me to just get it in zone 2, which when Penny's in zone 3, zone 4, I'm kind of climbing in zone 2, and it works perfectly because I don't hold the fatigue very well. Oh God. All right, 4.5 hour ride in the legs, and yeah, we're going to the pool. Set on your shoulder there.
I just got on.
Little bird poopy.
A big bird poop by the looks of it.
Just kidding, this was staged. I don't even have my watch on. We already finished the run, but yeah. Plan du Parc, Sophia Antipolis. And that's a 7-hour day, folks. Time to eat dinner. Very limited supply of ketone IQ that I brought to France, but today, 7 hours, very big, so. Calls for a toast.
After we do some intensity on the Tuesday, Wednesdays is usually just a volume day. So we had a 4-hour ride, easy.
Just out here drinking my coffee, and I'm late. Excuse me, ma'am.
Hello, I'm waiting for you.
What do you think about Ari always being late?
Well, I'm used to it now, but God, he packs a lot.
And then a swim easy as well. I think it was 5,000 meters that one. The classic 5x1K.
Classic 5x1,000 meter set. One of the most boring sets you can do, but apparently it's effective according to coach, so we do it.
Thursday is a big day. We did a marathon specific session in the morning.
All right, folks. Another training day down here on the coast for a run workout, Penny's marathon session. So I'm still not doing anything in my own zones, really. I'm just doing Penny sessions, getting in a ton of volume. 3 by 6 kilometers along the coast at Penny's Ironman marathon pace. Ends up being like a zone 2 run for me, and again, just getting in good mileage. So a lot of it was around 4-minute K, or almost all of it was around 4-minute K pace, which is 6:25 per mile. Perfect, just aerobic endurance for me to do. And in the afternoon, when again it's hot,
we had a 3.5 hour bike, and we had a 15K time trial uphill against each other.
15K uphill TT. coming up from D6 to Cossegul. We're on the side of a ravine trying to find a place to take a pee right before we go. Anyway, Penny's got a 3-minute head start on me. It's 15 Ks, 4.1% average, some TT friendly shallow slopes at the start, and then a 5% 6K climb to end it. And yeah, we're gonna pee and get going. Oh, here she comes. Yeah, Pen!
Oh, fuck me.
I did not do very well. Penny really did not do very well.
I had an absolute stinker.
So I caught her before halfway.
So Ari caught me very quickly.
But we both died. I figured on a good day, it was going to be about 40 minutes. I figured on a good day, I would probably push about 350, or on a decent day, I'd push 350. We both ended up pushing 30 or 35 watts below. I pushed like 315 watts. Like the second half was probably not even 300 watts. So it was tough, but got through it. Got the dub on the TT. That's all that matters.
As you can imagine, I'm quite a competitive person, so I didn't love that, but I accepted my fate early on. Anyway, so I think I held 235 or 236 or something, so not great.
Friday, that's our easy day again.
Friday, easy day again, big sleep in.
Supposed to be a 5K swim instead of 6K that day, but I was actually having some issues with my elbow, which is really annoying. One of these tendons right here. So I cut it at 4K. I got out early. My elbow's a bit cooked, but yeah, still got 4K, still got 2800s. Could be worse.
And then we did actually end up having a jog, 10K easy jog on the Friday.
All right, we ran. I didn't film any of it because I'm so cooked, I forgot. But now it's dinner time. Pen made tacos. And we got this fat thing of rice.
Rice for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Saturday was a big dog ride.
Penelope Jane Slater. How's the ride going so far? What do we have today?
6 hours 20 with an hour tempo, and the rest a lot of zone 2, 3.
How much climbing?
3,000 at least.
3,000 meters.
Yeah, boy.
That's 10,000 feet for the freedom units. I'm actually not feeling that good. I started the ride pretty well. 330 watts for 54 minutes on the climb. And now I'm paying for it a little bit. Should have brought more carb. Of course, this is all on the 58 tooth chainring on my new Scott Plasma. So this whole camp is like a low cadence camp for me. I did that intentionally because I figured if I could make it through this camp on this chainring, then my legs would be really strong.
And we ended up, with 190 Ks and 3,100 meters of elevation gain. What's going on here, Areolus?
Oh, I don't know. Nothing.
Bit of a salty boy.
This is the new Gorewear.
It looks good.
Yeah, striped kit, tie-dye, something or other. It's got white streaks. It's all part of the design. And yeah, I didn't sweat at all today. 117 miles, 6 hours, 20 minutes, just under 30 Ks an hour, 210 watts average, 250 watts normalized. Average cadence, 69.
How's the new bike, Slay?
I'm getting used to it. I did a lot of TT, like a lot of just time in the TT position today, just making sure I stayed glued to the aero bars. And it's not, I spent like 2 years on the Canyon, like in the exact same position, like literally nothing changed. Like the bars, the pads, the pedals, the saddle, no change. So I got very comfortable on it, and now I have to do that whole process on this bike in a slightly different position. Obviously it didn't take too much out of me because the next day I ran my longest long run ever outside of the 50K trail race I did, which I don't really count that. Second to last session of the week, long run.
It is 6:40 a.m. or so, 6:35. And yeah, we're knocking this long run out. Penny has what, 37K?
Something like that.
I apparently on the schedule have 39 kilometers, which is 23 miles. Don't know what the kind of 70.3 training this is, but it's on Training Peaks, so we get that green box.
Over 24 miles, 39K. Not crazy pace, again, just sort of like zone 1, zone 2, just under 7-minute pace.
My instructions were to do between 36 and 38 Ks at 95% of Ironman marathon pace, and I could do that however I wanted to, and Ari's instructions were to sort of just get me through it, basically.
And I had 3Ks at right around 5:30 pace, like 3:25 per K at the end. So over 20 miles in, it felt good. Like I feel really strong right now.
It was my best long run ever. I felt really good. I basically just ran behind Ari the whole time, so sorry about that, big boy. Must be a bit boring for him, but it's something about just getting in a nice rhythm and looking at his butt the whole time for me. I came home, had a rest, had a nap, and went for a swim in the Arvo, but the pool was closed, so we went to the ocean, and it was a bit of a show. We were supposed to do 4.5 or something, but I think we did about 2.5, 3Ks, and it felt like 4.5, so called it a day. And also we had chafe from the run in the morning, and the salt was burning us up.
Yeah, I'm just like happy with the way my body's holding up. Granted, I'm not doing much intensity, so this volume with doing, like Penny sessions in my own zones would probably be leaving me with a lot more fatigue, but as of now, I'm handling it well, and I'm actually really confident that a high volume, low intensity approach, I'm still going to race really well at San Remo in a couple weeks. I brought 3 bottles of ketones, so for me that's really only a 12-day supply, but I've been using them on really just the biggest days, the biggest carbohydrate intensive days, and that's how I stretch it to kind of make it the best bang for its buck. Yeah, thanks for watching the vlog, guys. Super happy with my new bike. The position feels really good. The bike feels fast. I have another 2 weeks of 32, 33 hours lined up, so hopefully I feel about as good as I did this week. Shoutoutcouple.com. Peace.